What's going on, Jerome's? Vikings in London, and head coach Kevin O'Connell gave some injury updates at the team hotel to the media jackals who made the trip, and sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe not so good. So first up, The Athletic. Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell said edge rusher Andrew Van Ginkel is not expected to practice this week, did not practice last week either. Kevin O'Connell said we're evaluating every avenue and all options to getting him feeling 100% back out there. Van Ginkel is listed with a neck injury. So, Van Ginkel had this neck injury in training camp and sort of lingered there. Sort of flew under the radar that Van Ginkel hadn't practiced for like a month. And then he returned, and that's the problem with Bigfoot. He's blurry. What happened? There we go. So this is me when I was a kid. It's kind of hard to focus sometimes. But so with Van Ginkel, he played 8 snaps against the Bengals, had 2 sacks. It's pretty efficient. Sat out against the Steelers. Did not practice with a neck issue. 2 weeks in a row now. You do have the bye week coming up. And the Vikings have to make a decision. Is it a spot where he should go on short-term IR? It's a possibility. And Diamond Dallas Turner got to step up. This is your opportunity right here, man. Yeah. But Van Ginkel, neck issues can always be tricky, just like the focus on the stupid camera. I should have never readjusted the tripod. But, yeah, I don't know. Necks are always tricky, so we'll see what happens with Van Ginkel. Because the defense is way better with Van Ginkel out there, just in terms of against the run, just in terms of big play capability. Yeah. Next, Kevin Seifert, ESPN, who's not Carl Gerbschmidt. Kevin O'Connell had some injury updates at the team hotel near London. Just said that on linebacker Andrew Van Ginkel. He won't practice this week. Neither will right tackle Brian O'Neill, MCL sprain. No IR for O'Neill though. So that was the piece that we're waiting for because Rap Sheet had the report last night that was an MCL sprain. So good news versus an MCL tear, even though sprain is technically a tear. But the news of injured reserve or no injured reserve. So this is extremely good news for Brian O'Neill. So it does sort of lend itself that it was a grade 1 sprain, which, the Vikings could have escaped major injury here. And, of course, got the rice. That's how you treat things, right? But MCL sprains say 2 to 4 weeks. So, TBD. And obviously, O'Neill's missing this week. You do have the bye week next week. Philly and the Chargers coming on up. Does he return then? Does he return against Detroit, Baltimore, somewhere in there? Either way, the Vikings could be getting their offensive line back with Kelly with a concussion, Donovan Jackson coming back week 7 with a wrist. It's weird that a guy who had wrist surgery is the 3rd healthiest offensive lineman. Smile through the pain. Yeah, but overall, it's pretty good news for Brian O'Neill after what looked like a very scary situation. Also, Kevin Seifert. O'Connell also said the team will open the 21-day practice window for fullback C.J. Ham and linebacker Tyler Batty. Front office is considering some player moves to maintain depth at offensive line. A bit of a challenge given the location, but team prepared for the possibility. I honestly don't see the Vikings signing or trading for anyone of note for offensive line. Maybe some depth. That's about it. But the lead is buried. Like C.J. Ham being back is going to be huge. It's going to be huge for special teams, which have been lacking at times, as well as the Vikings want to get back to pounding the piss out of the football. C.J. Ham back, leading the way for Jordan Mason. Woo! So you got Darisaw, you get Jackson back, you get Kelly back, you get Brian O'Neill back. You have Josh Oliver, the best blocking tight end in the game. And then, I don't know, maybe you're running 22 personnel with Jordan Mason, C.J. Ham. Maybe it's just 21 personnel and Oliver in for Hockenson. You got 2 receivers set, and then you're grinding. You're slamming that damn football down the throat of your opponent. Woo! Come on, man. One time. And also, Ham's leadership is going to be invaluable as well. So that's the solution. See, I feel like that's the solution to everything in life. It's like if you have problems, if you're sad, if you're depressed, just eat more ham. That's all. And lastly, save the best for last. Alec Lewis, The Athletic. Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell said his hope is that quarterback J.J. McCarthy will practice in some fashion this week. As we get into Thursday and Friday, I'm hoping we can at least get him out there and get him taking some drops and start to get back into the normal rhythm. Now, with McCarthy, obviously not going to play in all likelihood against the Browns. It's going to be the Carson Wentz show for another week. But McCarthy, getting back from that high ankle sprain, mobility is a huge part of his game, especially with this offensive line. But an extra week. So the Philly game will be about 3-4 weeks after that high ankle sprain against, it would be a month, high ankle sprain against the Falcons. So everything is coming together, man. Everything is coming together. McCarthy back, Kelly back, Jackson back, O'Neal back, eventually CJ Ham back. F it, we ball. F it, we ball. Bring it on. It is all coming together. We're going to shock my world, little country girl. We're going to prove all the haters and the losers wrong. The Vikings will beat the Eagles' ass at historic U.S. Bank Stadium Week 7. You want to be the man, you got to beat the man. All right, so all of a sudden, everyone's down on the Vikings. Get to 3-2. Beat the Browns over in Tottenham. Get to the bye week, and then be flying high. Fly, Eagles, fly. No, Bird Killer Stadium. I was going to say die, Eagles, dive, except that's a little far. Yeah. I don't want to say hypothetically. What is it? What's the word? Metaphorically. There you go. Eagles going down. JJ McCarthy will lead this team to glory. Offensive line will be back. Andrew Van Ginkel will get back. Everyone's going to be back to good. And then all of a sudden, dangerous football team. All right, because also, after this gauntlet of 4 games against Philly, the Chargers, Detroit, and Baltimore. Well, maybe not even Baltimore anymore. I feel like the Vikings can do some damage. Even with 4 out of 5 games on the road, F it, we ball. Bring it on, man. Anyways, Vikings injury updates. You guys are the best you know what to do. Skol, production value.